My name is Brooke Reynolds, and I'm the project manager for Team EdTech. Let me introduce you to the rest of our team. Del McAtee is the lead team site manager. Travis Krause is our lead e-learning developer. Anna Carey Flint is the lead instructional designer. And Melissa Griswold is the lead evaluator. And now I'd like for you to meet our clients. Both of our clients are on the IDT faculty at the University of Memphis. Dr. Cliff Mooms is the program coordinator and an associate professor. Dr. Jennifer Towns is a part-time instructor. Now our team will let you know more about our project.
I'm now going to go over the context of our project and the problem we were addressing. So the University of Memphis has offered the online Educational Technology Certificate program for K-12 classroom teachers for roughly 20 years. It's been really successful locally and statewide. It consists of 4 courses, IDT 7061 through IDT 7064, and I've put the titles on the slide for you. The primary function of this program is to teach educators how to develop, utilize, and integrate instructional computing in their classrooms. So with these 4 courses, over the last 20 years, they've been altered. Many times these courses are taught by adjunct professors, and so they may update the one course that they teach, but the whole program, all 4 courses as a whole, have not been updated. So there's become a kind of disjoint between these courses. So our problem and task was to address all 4 courses curriculum, redesign the curriculum so that they're more sequential and more cohesive towards a certificate.
We solved our problem by creating our instructional product. Our instructional product includes 4 courses and a total of 24 modules. On the content map, you will notice our 4 courses. They are named and titled IDT 7061, Instructional Design and Educational Technology, IDT 7062, Teaching, Learning, and Technology, IDT 7063, Models and Innovations of Educational Technology, and IDT 7064, Educational Technology and Instructional Development. The prerequisites for each of those courses are listed here. As we move up the content map, you'll actually be able to see the 4 courses and the applicable modules for each course. Although some of the modules repeat within the courses, the content within those modules and the assignments are more detailed and in-depth on those subject areas.
Hi, I'm Melissa Griswold, and I'm the lead evaluator.
I'm Anna Carey Flint, and I'm the lead instructional designer.
Today we're going to be showing you the Google Classroom LMS that our client chose to use. This is different than the e-courseware that the University of Memphis currently uses. When students first log into an account, this is what they are going to first see. They will see any courses that they are currently enrolled in. To access the course, they can click on the course title here, or they can also go up to the top and click the course as well. From here, this will be the first page that students see. You see the stream section that has all of the content that is posted for the class, the classmates, who you can see everyone who is enrolled, and the About section. On the About section, you can see the Google Calendar that is formed from all of the due dates with the assignments. You can also see all the orientation modules that we have here. So this is all the content that should be reviewed before starting the course during the first week. Going back to the stream, it is a stream layout, so as you post new modules or new discussion posts, everything will get pushed down to the end of the feed. So that is something that is different than e-courseware that teachers will have to get used to. You can sort everything by topics. So we have the orientation module, where if I click on this, I will see all the documents that are having to deal with orientation assignments. I can click on modules. This one we used just for our purposes. It has all of the modules, but as teachers are using it actually as their LMS for the courses, we recommend that they do it by individual modules because there will probably be multiple posts for each individual module, so we recommend them using individual topics. Here we can see all the topics that are dealing with Module 2. Here students can click on the title here to see everything that goes with the module. They can also click Open as well. Once they click Open, they can see the instruction and the assignment. They can also see where they would turn their work in. Let's start with the instruction. Every module has been designed to look the same, so they always start out with the topic. Underneath the header, they have the unit overview, the learning goals, and the ISTE standards. Because we used headers formatting for our documents, we also have this outline over here where students can click anywhere in the document and be taken to that section. Let's go back up to ISTE here, and you can see the content inside the module. And this is how we do our videos inside of the modules. Students will see a picture of the actual video. They can click on the video, or excuse me, click on the picture to see the video. And underneath they have a subtitle that gives them directions, as well as a subtitle that gives them the source of the video. You also see a footer for each document. This helps us identify which module it is and which assignment it is. Now let's go into the assignment for each module. They look very similar as well. They have the header, the project description, then they have the requirements, any resources that they will be using to create the project. This submission piece was designed specifically for Google Classroom. And every module has something about Badge School. This is every module, whether or not the module is actually earning a badge or not, it will say something about Badge School. When students go to create or add their posts, they can actually add it from Google Drive itself as a link or as a file, or they can create the assignment straight from within Google Classroom. Let's create an doc as an example. Once the doc has been created, it will show up here. They can click on it to open the doc, and already it has been titled what the module is, and the name of the student has been added. From here, students can automatically turn it in. If a professor or a peer has written any comments, they could also view all the comments from here as well. This is just like a normal Google Doc that you would find from the G Suite products. We can turn it in. It'll ask us if we want to turn in our work, and yes, we do. We can also add any private comments to our professor as well. And press post.
From the instructor's side, it's very similar. When they log into Google Classroom, they'll see all of the classes that they are currently teaching. We'll go to IDT 7061 again and Module 2 for example purpose. So when they get to the module, they'll see how many people have submitted their assignments. So they'll all be listed here with everybody's name. You can click on individual students and see just their individual submission along with their comments, and you can post your own comments here. So to grade it, we would go in here, review their work. You automatically, as the instructor, have editing privileges, and of course you can make your comments. Let's go back to Classroom, and you can add a grade next to the student's name. So we'll go ahead and give Melissa 100. And it's not actually returned to the student yet. You could actually go through and grade everybody's and submit it that way. But when you click the return button, it will notify the student, and the student will see your feedback and grade. And here's where you can also add a comment over the entire assignment. So we'll return that. And that's the pretty simple way of grading the student work and there's multiple ways to give feedback. So that's one of the highlights of Google Classroom.
Let's go back into Google Classroom and you can see the student side. You now see that it says returned. We can see the comments, my comment, and then Mim's or Miss Carey's comment as well. From here, I can also see my grade. I got 100 on this assignment. I can open the document and I can see the feedback that she left me, any comments once they load. And there's the comment that she left me a moment ago. I can go back in here if there are several different modules where the students have to make revisions or it's done in individual phases and they can resubmit it straight from here every single time. The grade could be changed every single time as well. It does not have to be when the professor is grading it. If they want to return it without grading it, they can. They just don't actually have to put the numerical grade as well. And that is Google Classroom from the teacher and from the student side.
Hi, I'm Travis Krause. I'm the lead e-learning developer for the EdTech Certificate project. I'm going to give you a brief demonstration of Badge School. This is where learners will earn their badge for certain tasks that they do in the certificate. So we're going to go into our IDT 7062 course, and we will jump to our social media and PLN module, just for example. All right. So let's assume we've already done our instruction, we've already read everything there, and we're going to submit our assignment. So if we open up this document, and we've already read the description, we've already done our assignment. Of course, for every assignment, we've got a submission section that tells how to submit the assignment to Google Classroom. But then for assignments that also have a badge that they can earn, if we keep going, there's this Badge School section right here. And this shows a picture of the badge. There's the social media and PLN badge. It just gives a brief description of the badge and how to submit the badge to Badge School. So the first thing we'll do is we'll click the link to Badge School. And this will take us to the Badge School website. So there's the home page for Badge School. And if we go down here to log in, at this point every student should have their own login credentials to get into Badge School. That's one of the first things that they do in the orientation at the beginning of the course. So we log into Badge School. And when we get to Badge School, this is where it takes us. So this is every badge that is offered through Badge School. Now, of course, we've got the University of Memphis badges, have the U of M logo. There are badges offered through Brigham Young University. There are badges from other institutions. Fortunately, all the badges are alphabetized, so we can just scroll down until we get to our social media and PLN badge. Okay, so there's social media and PLN. We can see again the image of the badge. We already know what to look for because we saw it in Google Classroom. And you can see there's a description of it right here, so you can scroll and look at that. So we just click Start, and this will take us into the badge. So again, there's a bigger picture of the badge, the name of the badge, badge topic. This is basically the name of the course. So this is in the Teaching, Learning, and Technology course, IDT 7062. Description, just talking about how the badge is offered through the EdTech Certificate program and how students can learn about social media and education. Badge summary, basically this just shows what this badge is demonstrating as far as what the student is learning. And then this is where the learner will submit their work. So for instance, in this assignment, they've got a Google Doc that they've created. So what they will do is they will upload evidence. So they'll click this button here, and depending on what type of assignment it is, they can either upload a file. So if they've got, for instance, a Word document or a PowerPoint or something like that, or if they have a Google Doc or some other web-based assignment, they can paste their URL right here, and then when they upload the evidence, that submits it so that whoever's on the other end can then review their work and determine if it meets the requirements, and then they will issue the learner their badge. So that's just a brief description of Badge School.
We created our instructional product based on several meetings and updates with the client over a 3-month period. We completed those meetings face-to-face, web, and also through electronic communication. We created the following course outline based on those communications. This outline includes each of the courses and the modules within those courses. The names of those modules are listed here. We also discussed in some detail with the client the badges and how they would be designed. The client decided for us to use Badge School. After those meetings, the team discussed when those badges should be earned and at what point of completion the students would receive those badges. And the name of those badges are listed here. Once the students have completed the entire set of courses, they will earn an EdTech Certificate badge. The details and the images of those badges will be discussed further in this video.
I want to talk for just a moment about some of the unique or interesting features of this product. One of the things that is interesting is that using Google Classroom is sort of a pre-made platform. We obviously didn't build this platform from scratch. It was already made. But the challenge was customizing it and making it something that would uniquely represent the University of Memphis, something that would represent IDT Memphis. And so what really helped us to accomplish that was customizing the visual look of the course. If we just go into a regular Google Classroom class, you'll see that you can choose from some different themes that come with Classroom, and some of these look really nice, but we really wanted our product to have an original look, an original design, and to represent the University of Memphis. So that's why we came up with these custom themes. So you can see that each of the themes has the U of M logo and has some sort of a gradient going on there. And notice that they all look kind of the same, but they just have different colors and different textures. So just customizing it and putting that University of Memphis design in there is, I think, one of the more unique features of this product.
I'm going to talk about the evaluation phases of our project. During the evaluation, we had 3 different phases. The SME was led by Dr. Jennifer Towns. She is our client as well. She was given the SME checklist. The one-to-one was completed from 6 evaluators. They had the interview and the attitude survey. And the small group was done by 4 evaluators, and they only had the attitude survey. It should be noted that on the one-to-one evaluation that only 5 evaluators were able to complete the interview and 4 were able to complete the attitude survey. During the small group, only 3 evaluators have been able to complete the attitude survey. Dr. Mims was also able to review the materials informally. He was not given any of the tools that we used. He had just given us his feedback individually. The evaluators were made access to Google Classroom on Monday of that week. And then on Friday of that week, they were to have all of their documents submitted. On Friday, I went through all of the documents to review the evaluations and to assign the different revisions to each group member that they were to be doing over the weekend. On Saturday and Sunday, we were to make our revisions, and on Monday, it went back out to the next phase for the evaluation process. I will also be talking about the revisions that we made based off of the evaluation report. The first thing that we really focused on was the formatting and grammar. We wanted to make sure that everything was consistent throughout all documents. In order to do that, we used these header formattings that you see here, and this also created a table of contents for the students inside of their documents. We did make a template for the instruction and the assignments, and while this did help some, there were some things that we still had to go back and fix at the end. We did have a comment about the footers, that they were blending in with the content. And in order to address this, we did feel that it was necessary to keep it because it does identify which assignment, which module, and which course you're working on, because they do all look the same. But we did lower the size to a font 10, and we changed it to a gray color so it's less noticeable. A lot of the contents about formatting also had to do with inside of Google Classroom, and we unfortunately cannot change some of this. An announcement post does not have a topic, or excuse me, a header, versus a assignment that does, so they do look differently. We did add the topic to the assignments as well, and that was confusing to the evaluators as well. I think this was mainly more because they were not familiar with Google Classroom, and it would be my recommendation that the professors are given substantial training over Google Classroom before they were to implement it. Another concern was the spacing and page breaks of the documents, and we designed everything inside of Google Chrome, and when you open it inside of Safari or in Firefox, they do look differently, so it is our recommendation that everything is viewed inside of Google Chrome. Module 7062, Module 6 over adaptive technology. The assignment was originally written to write a paper over a type of adaptive technology, and in the EdTech courses, all the assignments are supposed to be project-based. You're not supposed to be writing papers, research papers, etc., with the exception of small reflections. So Travis rewrote this assignment to be more of a screencast presentation. The students would make a Google slide similar to what I'm using right now, and then they would screencast over it to record the reflection or to talk about the different type of adaptive technologies. Another comment was the length of the content. We were very purposeful in making sure that there was not any excess content, that it was all very much needed. And we did add in some video tutorials into the content after there was a suggestion for that. All of the videos, you can click on the image and it will hyperlink you to the URL. Underneath it, it does have the video source as well. So this does break up the content. You have the videos that go with the content that's being explained. Again, another discussion point was the LMS and the limitations on being able to use Google Classroom. But we did add a Google Classroom orientation module for the students so that they will be a little bit more familiar. This will be something that they complete at the beginning of each course. We did rewrite the submission piece as well to be more specific to Google Classroom versus submission pieces that have been used in the past. They can upload and add things directly from Google Classroom. We also added a badge school orientation that Travis worked on, just explaining what badge school is, how to access it, create an account, and what it looks like. And he is also adding a piece on what you should do with a badge, that you can add it to a website, an email signature, etc. Another concern was that the content was too informal and that the tone was not appropriate for graduate school. And this is something that as a team we discussed thoroughly. We believed that it was important to use the personalization principle and that things were a little bit more informal. We used personal pronouns in discussions. We didn't refer to it as a professor or as a teacher, but as to I. This is something that was carried from Dr. Mim's original courses that were designed in the EdTech, and we carried it out. And I believe that following this principle and making the content a little bit less informal is helpful for an e-learning. And this was a decision on the team members not to go with the recommendations of the evaluators.
These are the lessons learned from our project. We wish we would have spoken with the client sooner about the digital badging system and what the expectations were. We had to design 4 courses in a very short amount of time, so we had some time restraints and should have probably started the design process a little sooner. At times, the client expectations were vague, and we'd have to go back multiple times to make sure we were meeting expectations. And we never met with the client as a whole team, and that probably would have been a better idea. In the beginning of the design process, we did not have any kind of module uniformity as we were designing. Once a template was established, then we were able to have a cohesive process. Communication among our group was scattered at first. We communicated via email and Google+, but once we realized we needed to meet face-to-face, we established a once-a-week group Google Hangout. Feedback from our evaluators was sometimes unexpected, and we had larger changes than we thought we would have. And it was untimely because we would get feedback on Friday, have to revise over the weekend, and send out for more evaluations on Monday. In the beginning, the coursework division was a little unclear, but as the project grew on, we realized our roles and the division became a little more equitable. And Google Classroom was a new LMS for most people in our group, so there was a learning curve. We had to insert and take things away multiple times to get things in the right order.